Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start our first one is basic theory. Okay, in that we are going to discuss about introduction to electromagnetic interference and compatibility, EMC compatibility, intra and intersystem EMI, elements of interference, source and victims of EMI, conducted and radiated EMI emission and susceptibilities, case histories, radiation hazards to human, various issues of EMC testing categories, EMC engineering application. Okay, here just we are going to discuss about electromagnetic interference and electromagnetic compatibility. What is electromagnetic interference? That is the interference from various objects. That is electromagnetic interference. What is electromagnetic compatibility? That is, if a device is affected with interference, how it is compatible with that interference. Okay, that is electromagnetic compatibility. And intra-system and inter-system electromagnetic interference, that is within a system and between two systems. That is the intra and inter-system in EMI. Then elements of interference. What are the elements? That is elements of that interference. Then source and victims of EMI. What are the source? Where are the sources of EMI, and which one will affect by this EMI? That is source and victims of EMI. Then conducted and radiated EMI emission and susceptibility. Then various case histories. In the case histories, how the radiation will affect the humans. Then various issues of EMC, then EMC testing categories, EMC engineering applications, that we are going to discuss. First, let's start about the introduction to electromagnetic interference and compatibility. Okay, here in this, the source of the electromagnetic interference. What about the source? It will be natural as well as human made. Natural sources, various natural sources will be there. For example, what are the natural sources? From the sun, from the stars, atmospheric phenomena, lightning, thunderstorm, electrostatic discharges. These are the various natural sources of electromagnetic interference. Okay, these are the various natural source of electromagnetic interference. Okay, uh, also by using various electrical, electronic and electromechanical apparatus, also there will be some electromagnetic interference which will affect the system. So these are the two types of interference, that is natural, that is two sources of interference. Okay, that is natural as well as human made source. Natural source includes sun, star, as well as the phenomena such as atmospheric phenomena such as lightning, thunderstorm, electrostatic discharge, and also human made source, that is generated due to the practical use of variety of electrical, electronic and electromechanical apparatus. Okay, so we know in the early days radio and telegraph communication is there, right? In that it will generate the electromagnetic waves. These radio and in the radio and telegraph communication, it will generate a electromagnetic wave which is rich in spectral content. Okay, which is rich in spectral content, that is frequency component, and these wave can cause these frequency components. Okay, that is this electromagnetic waves which is rich in the spectral content can cause the interference or noise in various electronic and electrical devices. That is the natural source. Okay, that is due to this uh, electromagnetic waves which is rich in spectral content. It will cause the various interference in the various electronic equipments. Okay, so various other sources include emissions from lightning, relays, DC electric motor, fluorescent light and also generate the electromagnetic waves that are rich in spectral content and can cause interference in those devices. So the radio transmitter, we know the radio transmitter transmit the desired emissions from the encoding information. Okay, that is the information will be always music, etc. Okay, that is the radio transmitters transmit the desired emission by encoding the information on a carrier frequency. That is just for the transmission. Okay, so this is the transmitter. From the radio transmitter, it is sending the data with the carrier frequency. So at the radio's receiver, it intercepts these electromagnetic waves, then amplify them and extract the information that is encoded in it. Okay, then it is encoded at the radio receivers. Then the radar transmitter also transmit pulses of a single frequency carrier. Okay, as these carrier frequencies is pulsed on or and off, these pulse radiate outward from the antenna, strike a target and return to the radar antenna. The total transmit time of a wave is directly related to the distance of the target from the radar antenna. The transmit time, that is from the information that is transmitting from an antenna, that is transit time of a wave, it is related to the distance of the target from the radar antenna. That is the target distance. It is related to the distance of the target from the radar antenna. Another important and increasingly significant source of electromagnetic emission, that is another source where we get the more emission, electromagnetic emission, it is with the digital computers in particular and the digital electronic devices in general. Okay, that is from this digital electronic devices or digital computer, the electromagnetic efficiency are very high or it will increase. These digital device utilize a pulse to signify a binary number of 0 or on. When it is in off condition, it will shows the 0, and when it is in on condition, the pulse will shows the on. Okay, number and other symbols are represented as a sequence of this binary digit. Then some EMC definitions. An electromagnetic disturbance is an electromagnetic phenomena which may degrade the performance of a device. Okay, so this electromagnetic interference or disturbance, it is just a phenomena which reduce the performance of a device or equipment or a system, just reducing the performance of the system. The electromagnetic disturbance can be in the nature of the electromagnetic noise. So this disturbance can be of the form of a noise or unwanted signals or change in the propagation medium itself. We know when we use telephone also, some signals will mix with our signal. Also when we use the Google Meet also, there will be some voice will not clear, right? That all because of the electromagnetic disturbance, uh, the electromagnetic noise or some unwanted signals. Okay, Electromagnetic interference. So what is electromagnetic interference? It is the degradation in the performance of a device or equipment or a system caused by electromagnetic disturbance. Okay. So just then it is nothing but what is electromagnetic interference? It is just the degradation in the performance of a device or equipment caused by the electromagnetic disturbance. Okay. Um, The electromagnetic interference can travel from its source to receptor, which may be a device or equipment or a system. So the interference that we know, the interference can occur from human made, natural or human made, right? So if it is natural, it will travel from there to the receptor. If it is man-made, means it will be from an equipment or something like that, right? From that equipment to the receptor, which may be a device or equipment. So we use the term receptor to convey that receive the electromagnetic interference. So this figure shows how the electromagnetic wave transfers from source to receptor. We know that is the first path, which is marked as 1, which is the direct path, that is from source to receptor. Okay, so in this direct path, without any other obstacles in between the path, it will directly travels to the receptor, that is from source to the receptor. Okay, that is the direct path. Then in the second one, first it will from the source it will go to the some buildings or something like that, and then reach to the receptor. From in next, that is the second one, that is the direct radiation from the source. uh, so radiation starts from the source. Okay, it is picked up by the electrical power cables or the signal or control cables connected to the receptor, which reaches the receptor through the conduction. Okay, so here in this, the electromagnetic emission from the source is picked up by the power lines or something like that, and then reached the receptor. That is number 2. In the number 3, they are just telling the electromagnetic interference radiated by the electrical power signal or control cable or of the source. That is the interference from the uh, electrical power lines or cables to the receptor. Okay, in the source side also it will be from some cables or power lines or something like that, and then it will reach to the receptor. That is the electromagnetic emission will reach the receptor. Okay, next in the last one, it will be from through a common electrical power supply lines. Okay, from the source side the electromagnetic emission as goes through the power line. The electromagnetic emission as goes through the power lines. Okay, from through the power lines it will reach the receptor side. The electromagnetic interference so coupled from its source or sources to the receptor can interfere with the normal or satisfactory operation of the receptor. The receptor become a victim when the intensity of the electromagnetic interference is above the tolerable limit. Okay, so if the intensity of the electromagnetic interference is above the tolerable limit, we can say the receptor become the victim. The ability of the receptor to function satisfactory in the electromagnetic environment without the ability of the receptor to function satisfactory in the electromagnetic environment without this, at the same time introducing intolerable electromagnetic disturbance to any other devices or equipment or system in that environment is called electromagnetic compatibility. That is, while this interference is there also, if the equipment is able to operate it properly, we can say that is electromagnetic compatibility. A system is electromagnetic compatible with its environment if it is satisfied three criteria. Okay, so the device is electromagnetically compatible when it does not cause interference with other system, it is not susceptible to emission from the other system, it does not cause interference with itself. Okay. So a system is a system is resistant to interference if it does not cause interference with the other system. If that system is not causing interference with the other system, it is not susceptible, that is, it will not affect the emission from the other system, and it does not cause interference with itself. If a device cause interference and it does not cause interference with itself. Okay. EMC is concerned with the generation, transmission and reception of the electromagnetic energy. These three aspects of the EMC problem forms the basic framework of an EMC design. Okay, this suggests that there are three ways to prevent interference. Okay, there are three ways from this EMC method. There are three ways to prevent the interference. Okay. Reduce the emission at its source, make the coupling path as inefficient as possible, make the receptor less susceptible to the emission. Next, types of EMI. First one, intra and inter-system EMI. EMI stands for electromagnetic interference. Okay, it is the generalization of an older terminology. Radio frequency interference. EMI can be defined as the electromagnetic or electrostatic disturbance that causes the malfunctioning or undesired response in one or more electronic system, equipment or circuit. So here in the figure shows the intentional EMI. It is also known as the functional EMI. That is the classification of EMI. Okay, that is the intentional EMI. It is also known as the functional EMI. As its name suggests, it is the EMI which generates intentionally. Okay, that is the EMI that is generated intentionally. So that EMI is called intentional EMI. Okay. In this, the equipments are designed to emit electromagnetic energy. For example, radar and radio transmitter jammers. These are the examples of the intentional EMI. That is, while they are functioning, there will be some radiated emission. That is called the intentional EMI. Then unintentional EMI. Okay. Unintentional EMI means it is also known as non-functional, since these are not designed to emit electromagnetic energy, and whereas such an emission is purely incidental. That is based on the unintentional. It is not purpose. That is, in the intentional, That is when for the device, for that device to work, there will be some emissions it will generate. Okay, this unintentional EMI, that is, it will generate automatically. Okay, so it is incidental. These sources include man-made sources which are not intended or designed to generate EM energy, but still they radiate in actual. These sources may be from DC motors, electrical controllers, engines, igniters, computers, fluorescent lighting, power lines, welding machine, and many more. Intra-system EMI, that is the next thing is intra and inter-system EMI. What is intra-system EMI? In one system, inside the system, inside one system, there will be some electromagnetic interference with the two chip or something like that. In the figure, two chips, chip A and B is there. So if there is an interference between these two systems, we can say it is intra-system interference. Okay, it occurs as a result of self-jamming or undesirable emission coupling within a system. Such interference can develop as a result of voltage or current spike that appears on the power cables and wiring harness. Okay, just that is generated due to the voltage or current spike in the power cables and wiring harness. These spikes can be electrically or magnetically coupled in adjoining sensitive cables through cable-to-cable capacitance and inductance, thereby causing undesirable signal to appear. Okay, these are mainly generated due to the voltage or current spikes that appear on the power cables. Then these electrically or magnetically coupled, these spikes will be electrically or magnetically coupled in the cables through cable to cable capacitance that you will study in the next chapter, or inductance. Okay, thereby causing undesirable signal to appear. Then next one is inter-system EMI. Inter-system EMI, that is between two systems. Okay, that is intra-system means within one system. Inter-system means between the systems. Okay, it occurs between the discrete system operating within a wide frequency range from lower to microwave frequencies. Okay, the different types of electromagnetic interference can also be classified in terms of bandwidth. Okay, based on the bandwidth, this is classified into broadband and narrowband. Okay, broadband EMI can occur through a source like arc welding, in which continuous generation of arc is involved. Okay, natural broadband EMI can also be occurred because of the sun. Okay, so in this broadband EMI, while we are using this welding machine, there will be an arc generation is there. So while generating that arc, other equipments will also be affected by this arc produced. That calls the broadband EMI. So the natural source of this is sun. Then narrowband EMI, the unwanted signal generated due to a distortion or intermodulation are the examples of the narrowband EMI. These unwanted signals can be located anywhere in the system. Okay, the remaining we can see in the next class.